Hello, Flosstube. My name is Amy. I am the Black Cat Stitcher here on YouTube and on Instagram. And this is Flosstube number 12. Alrighty. Well, I don't really have any, well, I do have a life update, I guess. My birthday is next week, so that means I'm going to be starting my human anatomy piece, so that's fun. I'm really excited about that. And I did choose a fabric, and you guys are going to be surprised when you get there. Anyways, yeah, this is Flosstube number 12, and as always, we start out Flosstubes with my crafty bits, and then we move on to reading. So let's get started. As always, I also start with my focus piece, which is Star Wars by Nina Olson Embroidery on Etsy. And here's a picture. Whoops, sorry, I forgot to ask my dad to look away. When I don't do that, he complains because he gets a spoiler. So Dad, go away for now. Hey, sweetie. Your tail is pretty, but not in my face. Okay. Anyways, yes. Star Wars piece. Inserting a picture now of what it looked like when I first started this past 2 weeks. And now we're getting to, dun da da, here's where I'm at now. You can see that I've got a lot of the top of his helmet done and a lot of the side of his helmet done. And then I'm getting into his eye visor thing. So yeah, I'm made quite a bit of progress on this in the past 2 weeks, which is exciting. Yeah, and I'm getting close with this one to deciding whether, what I should do. I'm not exactly sure with diagonal stitching. I'm assuming I'll just go down and I'll start at whatever the top is. And when I move it over to the next character, then I will fill in the blank, I guess. I'm guessing that's how it works. But anyway, yeah, getting close to maybe possibly moving the Q-snap down. So that's nice. Alrighty. And next, the first week, I was supposed to work on my bag embroidery, but that didn't happen. So I have nothing to show you in terms of that. And that kind of, I guess, contributes to what I'm going to say in the plans section of this video. So yeah, I've changed my mind in terms of plans a little bit. So stay tuned. And next, I worked on Watercolor City. Da-da-da, this is the picture right here. And I don't think I took a picture of it before I started, so I don't have a picture to insert for that. But I also made quite a bit of progress on this one. Yeah, I'm really liking the diagonal cross country, and it didn't take me quite so long. It looks like whoops, that's the wrong orientation. It looks like I made a lot of progress, but, sorry. Looks like I made a lot of progress, but a lot of this was really kind of like this, pretty crowded, blue that was already done. I was just filling in some of the missing colors to get a solid blue. Can't wait till I get down here to some pinks and stuff, because I'm getting tired of blue, y'all. But that's why I rotate things, so I can get a break and I don't have to continue to stitch blue for several weeks on end. Anyway, that is Watercolor City. And yeah, that was a quick cross-stitching update because I had an entire week where I just kind of didn't cross-stitch. So, that leads me to plans. I've noticed, I guess, in my stitching that I'm kind of bored with the embroidery pieces that I have, including my bag embroidery. And so I decided to change my plans again. Originally, I was going to take out Bubble Cat. Here's a picture of what it's supposed to look like in the end. And put in my new birthday start, which would be my human anatomy piece, which is right here by Light Unicorn Designs, I think, on Etsy. And, you know, I still like cross stitch a little bit more than I like doing the embroidery pieces that I have, which is a butterfly embroidered pillowcase and my project bag embroidery piece. And I'm thinking that, you know, since most of the project bags that I'm going to be embroidering are really used for floss storage, I'll just probably backstitch the numbers on them so they're easy to, you know, tell apart and then be done with it, you know, because yeah, I'm not into it, and that's okay. And with the pillow embroidery case, it was fun to do at the beginning, but I mean, realistically, I'm not going to use them if I finish them as pillowcases. I'm just probably going to put them in a bin, and they'll be there for the rest of their lives. So I don't know. Who knows? I might come back to the butterfly one specifically, but, you know, when I get the inkling for... What are you doing, Kiss? My cat is crazy. Yeah, he likes to burrow under the covers, especially when I'm making the bed. I'm sure some of you have cats like that. They play, I don't know, chicken with your fitted sheet and, you know, try to get themselves stuck under it, but he's doing it an interesting way. He is coming up the base of my bed under the fitted sheet and just hanging. But that's, yeah, he's interesting right now. Anyway, back to plans. So, yeah, I might come back to the embroidery when I get an inkling for the pillowcase. But I'm not going to have it in my, you know, rotation to work on for right now. So Bubble Cat is back in. The 2 embroidery pieces that I'm doing are out, which means I get 2 new starts. And as you know, I'm already doing, you know, the human anatomy piece by Light Designs. That'll be my birthday start for this upcoming week. So I'm only going to spin the decision wheel once, because this next week I'm getting a new start on the human anatomy piece by Light Designs, Light Unicorn Designs on Etsy. And I did choose a fabric piece, and it is neither red or gray. So that's why you guys are going to be surprised. So I talked to my aunt. She's an artist and she does a lot of framing, and she also, you know, does a lot of, you know, digital altercations on her photography. She's a photographer, so she's pretty good at Photoshop. And I asked her, could you just show me what this piece would look like on, you know, several different colors? And so she did. She sent me like, I don't know, maybe 10 different, or maybe 8, yeah, 8-ish different options of this piece on just different solid colors. And surprisingly, this piece looked pretty good on like a light canary yellow sort of piece. So I chose to put it on yellow. So I went, you know, trolling the interwebs for some hand-dyed fabric that was yellow. And I landed on this. Now this is what I'm putting it on. It'll be oriented this way though. This is called Honeybee, It's from Vintage Needle Arts on Etsy. So, and I think they also have a website. I'm looking at their card in the fabric bag. Yeah, they have a website, vintageneedlearts.com, if you're interested in checking out their fabrics. Yep, it's on 14 count Aida that they dyed this pretty honeybee yellow. Kind of looks not that great with the light shining through, but yeah, that's what it looks like, and I love it. It was a little bit more modeled on the picture, but honestly, that's what happens when you hand dye things, because, you know, you get what you get, but I do very much like it. It's a little darker than the example, I guess, my aunt gave me, which I'll insert my example here, because that might be interesting to see what, you know, sort of color variety I was, you know, shooting for. And yeah, I'm going to start the first week of my 2-week break from this video forward on human anatomy on this yellow, and I'm super stoked. So yeah, anyway. And then I guess I will go into plans as what's going to eventually replace my other embroidery project. So when I was looking on Etsy, you know, when you go to the cart, it gives you like a, I guess, price meter to show you, you know, if you buy this much more money's worth from this shop, you'll get free shipping. And my mama taught me, always try whatever you can to get free shipping when you're shopping online. I don't know why, but that's what we do. So I looked through a whole bunch of, you know, other designs that I had in my favorites list on Etsy, and so that I could choose, you know, a design that I could, you know, shoot for, so I could buy another piece of fabric from the shop, and I would do that design on another dyed piece of fabric. So I chose this design. I don't remember the title of it, but it's also from Light Unicorn Designs. And yeah, I really like this piece. I love horses. I used to ride when I was little, and, you know, I think horses are beautiful and majestic. But I thought that, you know, it would look really good on the white background with this. So I kind of wanted, you know, maybe a slightly dyed white. So I looked through their shop and I landed on this. Let me get it out of the fabric too. Right. This one. I got a pretty big piece, and I'll probably have a lot left over. Yeah, it's a huge piece. Wow. I'll have a lot left over from this piece, so I'll be able to use it. But here's a close-up of what it looks like. It's mostly white, and it's got, you know, so maybe grayish, you know, tones mixed in there in the modeling, but it's very subtle. So I thought that the horse design would look good on this piece of fabric. Oh, by the way, it's called Vintage Smokey White, if you're interested. This is also dyed on 14 count. And the cool thing about this shop is, I don't know about other fabric shops, but you can choose the count and they'll just, you know, dye it from scratch, I think. So that's really nice. And so I chose 14 count because that's apparently my go-to. But yeah, I'm excited to start the horse piece, and that will replace one of my embroidery pieces. Don't sit on my project, sweet pea. I love you, but don't do that. Anyway, yeah, that'll replace one of my embroidery pieces in the future. So once I finish this cycle on my, you know, wheel picker thing, I will reset it and change some of the names, and, you know, it'll start from scratch in my rotation, and we'll do this all over again. So anyway, speaking of spinning the wheel, shall we? All right, I have two options on here, and I'm going to spin it once because the first week, like I said, I'm going... Sorry, that is a cat toy, by the way. It makes a lot of noise, and it's slightly annoying when you're trying to sleep, but they love that toy. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna spin it once because I'm going to start Human Anatomy this first week. All right, snake pattern. I will insert a picture of what it looks or is going to look like, and right here. And yeah, that is going to be my second week project. For this upcoming week. The first week is going to be my birthday start, because my birthday is next week. And I'm turning 30. Yeah, that's going to be fun. I have to work on my birthday too, which sucks. I was planning on taking it off, but we're holding one of our most popular events on that day, unfortunately. But that's okay. I decided to take a 3-day weekend instead, just so I can hang out with my mom, who's coming to visit. Yay, Mom, I haven't seen you in forever. Thanks, COVID. But yeah, that is fun. I'm excited. I'm gonna have a fun week next week, and yeah, I'm gonna start trying out dyed fabric, which I like this color. It's pretty super, in my opinion. So, all right, now on to the second half. So those of you who... Damn it, that cat toy. Why did they have to start playing with that while I'm doing my video? But anyway, I'm gonna soldier through because I'm almost done. Anyway, on to reading. I only have one book to talk about because it was rather... I guess I read it slowly. This is a book club book that my club decided on reading for the first month back, because they take the summer off because they're all moms and they go on vacations and stuff with their kids, and they don't necessarily have, you know, a lot of spare time for going to book club. But they chose Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, the actor. I dislike autobiographies or biographies of famous people. This is just not my style, so I didn't enjoy reading it, but I soldiered through so that I could join the discussion in book club. But I listened to the audiobook, and it was read by Matthew McConaughey, so that was interesting. That was slightly fun because I got to hear the words he wrote in the words of the actor, which was cool, but I don't know. Not my thing. And I mean, the first chapter or part, I guess, kind of put me off because, I don't know, the stories from his childhood, I don't know. I didn't like them. They didn't give me a good impression of him to start off with. And so that kind of lingered in my mind, even though in his adulthood, the stories about his life became a little bit more palatable, in my opinion. But, you know, it was meh. Anyway, now, currently, I am reading a book called Two Nights by Kathy Reichs. She is the authoress of the Temperance Brennan novels that inspired the TV show Bones, but this is a different series that she's working on. This is the first book in that series. I don't think we're going to, in the near future, continue with this series because there's another book that I want to read that I'm probably going to read next. But this book is pretty good. It's the synopsis of it, if I could say, is basically there's a former military person / detective who got severely injured and was during her time as a detective and retired as a result of her injury. And you know, she is somewhat of a recluse. She lives on an island in a houseboat she's parked there, and her friend came by to her and said, I have a job as a private detective that, you know, would help you get back into the swing of things so you're not, you know, spending all your time on this boat with a squirrel. She has a, I guess, pet squirrel that she feeds and I guess considers as her pet, which is cute. I think that's adorable. But yeah, her friend gave her this job to help a very rich South Carolinian family. You know, that's old money, you know, got their money from plantations in the South, you know, in the olden days. And, you know, her granddaughter is missing, and the detective, she wants the detective to, or the former detective, I guess, to solve solve the mystery. And she's got an interesting name. Her name is legit Saturday Night. That's a cool name, in my opinion. I like the name Saturday Night. But it seems as if they have little snippets of the former detective's backstory, and she didn't grow up nicely, and I don't think that they necessarily... The name wasn't given to her, I guess, because people cared about her. She was born on Saturday, so her name is Saturday Night. Yeah, kind of sucks, but yeah, that's a pretty good book. It's gotten very interesting, and it evolved from, spoiler alert, it evolved from just a kidnapping to stopping a terrorist attack. So, yeah, that's fun. All right. And the next book that I'm going to read is The Thief Unabridged by Megan something. Megan Turner. Megan Turner. So she has her middle name in her author's name, but I don't remember what the middle name is. But we're going to read that next, I think. So yeah, that's fun. So yeah. Anyway, that is all for now. And yeah, I will see you guys in another 2 weeks. Bye-bye.